All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful and honestly practical topics from the Bhagavad Gita, the art of dying. It sounds heavy, I know, but it's a skill that really changes everything about how we look at the art of living.
The Gita kicks this off with a really sharp question. We spend our whole lives learning skills, right? How to make a living, how to build relationships, how to get fit. But do we ever stop and think about how to approach the one event that's 100% guaranteed for every single one of us? So, what exactly is this art of dying?
Well, to get where we're going, we first need a map. And that's exactly what Krishna does for Arjuna. Before he talks about the end of life, he first has to explain the very nature of life itself. He breaks down reality with a few key terms that are absolutely essential to understanding our place in the cosmos.
Okay, so this cosmic map really boils down to three foundational ideas. If you can get your head around these, the rest of the philosophy just clicks into place. It's like our essential glossary for reality. First up, Brahma. Now, think of this as the real you. Not your body, not your thoughts, not your job title, but the actual conscious spark inside. Krishna calls it the spirit soul. It's the part of you that's always been there and will always be there. It's totally indestructible. So if Brahma is the soul itself, Adhyatma is its nature. What's it like? Well, its default setting, you could say, is what the texts call Sachita Nanda. That means it's naturally eternal, naturally full of knowledge, and naturally full of bliss. That's our spiritual DNA.
And last but not least, karma. We hear this word all the time, but Krishna uses it in a very precise way here. It's not just what goes around comes around. In this context, karma refers to the specific kind of actions that result in us getting another material body, the actions that keep us tied to this cycle of birth and death. So let's put it all together. It's actually a pretty simple formula. We are Brahma, this eternal soul. Our true nature, Adhyatma, is meant to be blissful and eternal. But, and this is the big but, our karma, these specific actions we perform, are what entangle us and keep us coming back, preventing us from just chilling in our natural happy state. This framework is the key to everything else. Okay, so we have our cosmic glossary down. Brahma, Adhyatma, karma. But this isn't just abstract philosophy. It's all leading up to a very practical point, one that comes into sharp focus at what Krishna calls our final test, the moment of death.
And here it is. This is the secret. Krishna tells Arjuna point blank that whatever state of mind, whatever consciousness you're in when you leave your body, that's exactly the state you will achieve in your next life. It's a direct law of nature. Your final thought literally charts the course for your next destination. Now think about what that means. It completely reframes our entire life, doesn't it? Suddenly, life isn't just a random series of events, it's a training ground. It's the prep course. Every single thing we do, think, and feel is like studying for the biggest final exam we'll ever take. And to show just how real this is, the scriptures tell this incredible story about Bharat Maharaj. This guy was a great king, a super advanced soul. He gave up everything to go meditate in the forest. He was this close to perfection. But at the very end, he got attached to a little deer he'd saved. And when he died, his mind was completely absorbed in thinking about that deer. So what happened? He was reborn as a deer. It's a stark reminder of how powerful that final thought really is. So this brings up a pretty logical question, right? If that last moment is so critical, are there ways to, set yourself up for success? Can you game the system? And fascinatingly enough, Krishna actually addresses this. He talks about these traditional ideas of cosmic timetables that can affect your soul's journey. He lays out a path of light, passing away during these auspicious, bright times, which leads to liberation. And then there's the path of darkness, passing during inauspicious, darker times, which leads you right back here for another round. It sounds pretty complicated, almost like you need a celestial schedule for your departure. But just when you're thinking you need to become an expert astrologer to plan your death, Krishna pulls a fast one. He basically says, yeah, that's one way, but don't worry about any of it. He reveals that there is a much more direct, much simpler path that makes all those cosmic rules totally irrelevant. And this is the ultimate instruction, the real secret. Krishna tells Arjuna, look, just always think of me. Keep your mind and your intelligence fixed on me, and at the same time, just do your duty. It's not about running away from life, it's about infusing your life with a higher consciousness.
So what's the big payoff for following this path? Why is this path of constant remembrance considered the ultimate spiritual practice? Well, Krishna explains that this path is basically the master key. It's the all-in-one spiritual package. If you practice this kind of devotional service, you automatically get all the benefits that come from all those other practices combined. Studying scriptures, giving charity, intense meditation, you name it. It's all included.
And the final destination, the grand prize for someone on this path, they reach what Krishna calls the supreme abode. This isn't just another temporary heaven in the material world. This is the spiritual realm, a place totally beyond the cycle of birth and death. It's the place you go to, and you never have to come back.
So at the end of the day, it all comes back to a really powerful, really personal question. If our consciousness is like a muscle, and our whole life is the gym where we train it, the Gita is asking us, what are you training for? With every thought, every word, every action, what final state of being are you actually preparing yourself to achieve?